Schicke Frisur.
Vielen Dank. Thanks for noticing.
Let's wait for maybe 1 minute, then yeah, we can start. I have a question for Diljit regarding the release update. From Wavelab's side, like who will be taking the lead on the release updates?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure you were in the call yesterday. We were basically Wavelab has like a big chunk of features for 5 Gsa. So we will be driving those features and any documentation, release notes, anything related to that. We will do that. And the second part, I think Jogesh was going to talk to Tim, and they are going to work on the rest of the plan.
Yeah, I was on that call. So because in engineering talk, we talk about, okay, what's going on in the release. So we can give updates like what we talked yesterday. So I was asking if you can take the lead here, like give the updates.
Oh, okay. The 5G. Okay, got it.
Not 5G. 5G is one thing.
Okay,
another
okay,
thing is release updates. Yeah, the overall release, because
yeah, we can talk.
Yeah,
we can talk about the release. So yesterday we have a call. There are two things.
Yeah,
First thing we
not
have a
like not now. Like I'll just update the wiki. So
okay,
first,
okay.
yeah, you can check our wiki. I'll just add your name in the release, right, in the owners.
Okay.
Okay. So I think let's start with Basil with Lars.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So let me just share my screen. Yeah, I'm Lars. I'm from the TNG team, and as part of the ongoing Bazel effort, we also want to showcase some more Bazel features. And today I want to talk about the Flaky test mechanics. And of course, it's always best to have tests that are not flaky, but in some cases, this cannot be avoided, perhaps, unless there's a really big refactoring or so. And everything I will say can also be found in the command line reference for Bazel, which is really helpful. But now I just want to showcase a couple of things. Because the tests that we have that are flaky are not flaky enough for a good demonstration, we created a small Python test here that asserts on a random number. And this is also Baselified. And now if we run this test with Bazel, we can just use Bazel test and then specify the test target. If we run that, we find that it says cached passed. And this is because I ran it before and it was successful. And if Bazel runs a test successfully, it will remember that. So unless there are changes to the test, it'll just say that it already knows it passed. Of course, if it was flaky, it could just pass once and then be cached and then you wouldn't know about it. There is a command line argument that you can use, cache test results no. There are some variations of that. And this will ensure that Bazel actually carries out the test again, even if no changes have been made. So if we run that, it still passes, but if we run it again, now it failed. And yeah, this can be really useful. Of course, you still don't know if this test is flaky now, but there is another flag that you can use, which is flaky test attempts. And this will actually also apply to larger sets of tests. So here we're just running one test, but you could also run all tests with this flag. And in fact, right now it is enabled on master. And what this does is that if any test fails, it will retry the test 5 times and stop after the first success. So if we run that, okay, it actually passed on the first one. And now it's caching. So let's disable caching. So now it failed several times, but the third time it succeeded. So it didn't get to this limit of 5 tests, and it marked it as flaky now. And tells you also some statistics about the runs. So here it failed in 2 out of 3, and then there was 1 successful run and it stopped. There is another very similar flag that you can use, which is runs per test. And runs per test will always go through all runs. So you could, for example, specify all tests. So just do Bazel test ... and runs per test, say 1000 or so. Of course, this would take a very long time, but then you could get very detailed statistics on how flaky each test is. You can combine this with a runs per test detects flakes true test flag. And this will mark tests that sometimes succeed, and if a test succeeds at least once and fails once, then it'll be marked as flaky. What we can also see here is that Bazel is parallelizing the testing, so they're running in parallel as default. And here again, we see that this test would be marked as flaky because it failed in 8 out of 10 runs. There is another option that you can specify where a test can be run sequentially if this is what makes it flaky. Now, we can also mark individual tests as flaky with this flaky property. For the Bazel target of this test, we can just enable it by setting it to true. And now, if we just run the test and sorry. We run the test and say it should use the cached results. Now it failed several times. It actually failed all 3 runs. So the default is that if you set this to true, Bazel will try a test up to 3 times but it will stop the first time that it's successful. So if we run it again, hopefully we get a success. Okay, yes. So the third run was now successful. It's marked as flaky, and it failed 2 out of 3 in this case. So of course, this is not fixing the flakiness, but at least in CI or so, this can be a very useful tool, first of all, to figure out how flaky the tests are and to deal with the flakiness if there are tests that are known to be flaky. And we also want to point out that we have a Bazel Slack channel, and questions are always very welcome there. And yeah, now if there are any more questions right away, we can also answer these. Okay, if there are no more questions, I guess we can go on.
Okay, so next will be 5G updates from Diljit side.
All right. So these are the 5G Magma5 Gsa development we are working on. We are targeting all the feature we see here in 1.8 release, and the status is up here. The 3 features are ready for release you can see here. And Suki extension feature parity with 4G stateless feature and splitting the FAG and LT orchestrator. Those port splitting, and then we have a GTP extension is still in development. I'll have some more detailed status. Those 3 features are still in testing: 5G QoS, IPv6, and network initiated session modification. And then we are going to talk about the release testing plan. Basically, very much our team is working on about fire and testing for 5G features. This is a continuous hardening regression testing. We have a series of defect and PRs got merged here. So there are 2 scale test related issues got fixed, 1 unit testing fixed, and then the issue related to idle mode to active transition, DNN not supported for subscriber in the slicing, and rejecting illegal UE. Those issues were fixed. And then their PRs got merged related to decoding issue with zero length security capabilities. And there's a PDU reject message was not proper in the case of when we were getting unsupported DNN from AMF. So these are the issue got fixed. New testing we will have update in coming week further. This is the state of the feature we have. 5G QoS, we have 3 PRs still in progress, 2 are in review, 1 still some code changes going on. IPv6, there was issues found during related to configuration were blocking, so these got resolved now, and we are progressing with testing. Network initial session modification is also similar, exact same issue actually what we have in 5G QoS. So once we clean up both these features will be ready for the release. GTP extension has a good progress. All coding is completed, and PRs are under review. Regression and scale testing, we are basically continue testing, and any issues we are finding, we are fixing them. And there's 1 regression related PR still pending for merge. This is the CI/CD regression testing we have online available. So in this, if you see there's this is WL5G, is all the feature for 5G. They were red for a while. Now we are turning green, and we are still expanding. This is actually the Rivaka boat related testing we are doing, and this and they're going well. There are still some scripts need to be done, but we are adding and we are progressing. So that's very much I have status today. Any questions?
Daljit, these are public CI, is it the current slide? Okay.
Yeah. This is public. This is public. I just copy paste from today's snapshot. Yeah.
What's in there for CD regression testing?
Oh, this is auto trigger, right? Periodically, WL5. the new one
Yeah.
which Wavelab had added.
Yeah. So this is for CI only, right? Or is it also include CD?
Actually, the Parthiban is the right person. I'll get back to you on this side. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you know. I thought it was both, but I will confirm it.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Any more questions for Diljit?
Daljit, WL5G is on the same line as Intech test in for LTE, right?
Sorry, which test case?
The WL5G test case that you were showing, that's on the same line as integration test in LTE, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, moving on to the DevOps updates. So we have recently faced that in our CI dashboard, the LTE integration test is breaking. So we are getting the correct results from our GitHub Actions CI jobs, but same thing is not transmitted to the Firebase account. So we are working on like fixing that. We don't know where the issue is, but yeah, we are figuring out. And from the ARM side, we have built a lot of packages and uploaded to the Artifactory. Next, we are building the Docker image for both x86 and ARM. So one image we can both, with one image, you can both build both the platforms Docker images. So PR will be there soon. And we are also building CI tests for testing things on like with SRS RAN, doing simulation testing and everything with ARM based systems, and we may also include the x86 because the setup will be same. Regarding the building the packages, we are also looking into some QEMU emulator base, which is currently used in SRS RAN official GitHub action. So we may see, okay, if we can build the packages using that. If we can build those packages, we can directly port that to Docker images, and that can save a lot of our time. So this is still in like research phase, but yeah, this can happen or this may not happen. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Okay, then we can move on to the release updates. Diljit.
Yeah, so we had a kickoff meeting yesterday for 1.8 release, and that was yesterday. Was there 1 p.m. and then we will have a regular weekly meeting every Wednesday. It's in the calendar already set. So the plan for the release so far is we have this pay. Actually, I can share my screen. We have created this page for the release, right? I put some like release features. Right now, I put only 5 Gsa features, and if any other features are coming, I think there are a lot of changes gone into the master. I'm not aware of all. So whichever features are going out of in 1.8 release, we should update here, right? That's one thing. And the second thing is this is the meeting agenda, right? So what we happened yesterday, we create, so few things need to be done, right? So all the documentation, branch creation, and how the testing will progress, right? And the release date and so forth. So right now the tentative release date we are thinking is June 23rd or June 30th. And we will like kind of continue discussion and see how it's progressing. Branch creation, Tim is driving the branch creation part of it. So he's going to have meeting probably. He was supposed to talk to Yogesh. I don't know how far that went, but and that's the one branch need to be created, and ARM wants to wait for a PR before branching. Okay, that's fine. So then we need to the testing need to be planned. 5G testing, 5GSA testing, WaveLab is driving it. 4G testing and upgrade process, all those things need to be sorted out. I think we can discuss more details in the meeting. And documentation, obviously, will work together, all of us. That's very much any question on the release?
I would have a point. The release features Confluence page somehow looks overlapping with the roadmap page in the TSC space. That also specifies what things are planned to go in, or what features have what release target. Just wanted to highlight that maybe it's something that could be merged.
No, but that roadmap is like ongoing roadmap, right? That's where the way I look at it, roadmap is like a long-term roadmap, right? This is only 1.8 release plan. So this is release specific content. That way, that's like a roadmap long-term for multiple releases.
Okay, it just also specifies that 5G is planned for release 1.8. Okay, fine.
Right. Because the 1.8 we will have continued weekly meeting. That roadmap is again is going to be on. Yeah, so if we have that release roadmap earlier, then probably we will have these contents in there. But we can add there too. But that will be only like what goes into the release, right? We can fill in there. But here we are trying to discuss a lot more details, right? All the issues we are seeing while delivering this release.
Mm-hmm. And a different question I have from yesterday is there a way to track which pull requests should be merged before creating the feature branch? I think there were some blocking pull requests mentioned. Should we have a discussion what should be merged before branching?
Yeah, I think that we can discuss in the Wednesday weekly call. That's focusing on the release.
Okay, just wanted to check that the branch just does not create spontaneously before the next meeting. Then I'm fine. Happy. Perfect.
Okay.
Any more questions? Any other topic anyone would like to discuss or like show us something new?
Hi, good morning. This is Lucas. I wanted to raise the issue of a Golang update and get a feeling for, I don't know, the temperature and the general sentiment. There are some package upgrades that are blocked on us being on Golang 113, and I think the options are to go to 117 or 118. There's a certain amount of hassle, just small bugs, so we'd have to knock down. I wonder, what are people's thoughts?
There's a huge pull request right now open there's a pull request right now open and nearly completely reviewed, as far as I know, that goes to Go 1.18 for everything, and we hope we get that through the door soon. And I hope that resolves a lot of your concerns.
That's awesome. Really glad to hear it. I'll look it up and then follow it. Thank you.
I will send you a link so that you can look there.
Appreciate it.
Any other topic?
Hey, I have a question to Wavelabs team. So regarding the standalone test case, which is on the same line as in-tech test. So does it follow the same S1 AP kind of test framework? And it's going to be vagrant based again?
Yeah, so I think Daljit, maybe I can answer.
Go ahead, Yogesh.
Yes. So it's again virtual machine based, Govind. It is, for now, it is a licensed version. So it is something similar to S1 AP, but meaning it's a commercial tool. And for now, it is targeted for virtual machines, Govind. Of course, we have done some kind of bare metal testing. There also it looks okay, but the regular day-to-day testing is on virtual machines.
Okay. Thanks, Yogesh. Yeah, I'll reach out to you offline. Yeah, thanks.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else? If not, okay. Thank you everyone for the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.